This clip is from before the patch. We, the Chronomancers, could fight in this dark world, with Well of Precognition protecting us from any damage, and our alacrity, note the green numbers, flowing and keeping us safe with the cooldown correction. The defenses came from boons, those trusted friends which belonged to the Tempest alone. Well, and Dragon Hunter. Our chaos armor, the shining beacon of hope in the world-hating Mesmers, blinded those who dared strike against us. And when we fell an opponent, using our righteous shatters and sword, it was so easy to chain Quick Stomp into the distortion, even with one clone, to secure the stomp and make enemies helpless. Alas, this has passed. The patch has hit. No more, my friends. Let's turn off the light and reroll something else. The Chronomancer is once again destroyed. Forever. Yeah, right. So I hope you didn't really believe me. Let's talk about patch impact and the situation. The build I was using in the introduction is the one which was hit the most of all possible Chronomancer builds. I've used it to be able to assess the changes, but you have to agree that this build was kind of too efficient. It was simply too easy to win 1 versus 2. It should always be a struggle. It wasn't. Change number 1. Without reliable Well of Precognition, I need to jump in and jump out. I cannot stay in melee all the time. This led to me using the Mantra of Destruction here again to fuel the chaotic interruption. You know, mates. If I can stay and kill, maybe I can at least kill faster. Another thing to consider is alacrity change and its influence on condition removal. My condition removal is on heal or on shatter. I still have conditions and I'm on cooldowns. Runes of Durability or Glamours gave resistance. This gave Mesmer very high defenses against conditions. Not anymore. Right, Quick Stomps, here the situation got irritating. I thought I had 3 clones to do a perfect distortion stomp, but 1 clone died. Without quickness, I cannot stomp anymore. I mean literally, I can't stomp because of no reliability. Another not really visible change, but it is influential. Chaos Armor. If I do not blind on Chaos Armor, the Chaos Armor doesn't blind anymore, which greatly reduces the defenses. Sometimes, in rare situations, I was able to stomp because enemy got blinded by Chaos Armor and afterwards used some kind of knockdown or knockback or pull. Weakness, as a condition from Chaos Armor, defends us from the power builds, but not really from condition builds. By the way, note that I still have damage in my Mesmer. I still like playing it. Let's go onwards to talk about Reapers. In the patch night I have managed to see a lot of those. The build I'm using is fueled mostly by boons. Right now Reapers corrupt a lot. So Swiftness corrupted into Cripple and I got chilled. Yay, fastest Chronomancer on Earth! With alacrity change it means that I am not able to keep up with condition removal. I mean even from 1 Reaper. Alacrity nerf and high uptime of chill means that not only all my cooldowns are messed up, I cannot run. And here we get to Well of Precognition. First clip I got invulnerability. Now Aegis. As you can see, they did hurt me greatly when I was in the well. I still am able to cast double gravity well, and I can get 1 enemy downed. Although the balance of power has shifted towards the Reaper from the Chronomancer, especially boon heavy Chronomancer, and especially Condition Reaper, which is tanky, I believe Chronomancer is able to defeat a Reaper, at least in World vs World. I need to find some more Reapers, test against them, and simply learn how to kill them. What I did learn from this is that I can't rely on boons anymore, so I went pure damage build. Here, I accidentally caught enemy Chronomancer. I distorted, so I was not stunned by Mirror of Anguish trait. This was a double accident, neither me nor him expected it. He is playing a Chaos Greatsword build, high damage and defenses through boons and stealth. The idea of his build is similar to the one I was using earlier. The build I'm using has a high burst damage, low sustain and low overall damage. But you can't strip it, you can't corrupt it easily, and 1 utility slot can be adapted depending on what I'm fighting against. It dropped alacrity because I need to relearn the game, and I will test this one in the future. With Thieves dealing more damage, everyone getting either very bunkery or very glassy, it will take some time before I manage to find what works in the current age. My gameplay is not really soloing, it's really playing with others. We lost Oasis on home borderland, the third party keep got opened, we followed, let them attack the Lord, and we went in hoping to steal the keep from them. When a glassy impulse damage Chronomancer is able to attack and nobody expects him, especially if enemies are weakened, then the result is absolutely beautiful. Wrath, Our warrior here was definitely a MVP of this fight, taking fire on himself and being able to actually not die, but this bought me and Mardis time to hunt the outliers and to help the Lord kill opponents for us. If you look after this fight, it doesn't really look like the Chronomancer has been destroyed forever, does it? Sure, our defenses went down, and greatly went down. Sure, some opponents got buffed up, but we still have some nifty tricks. We may not have the burst all the time at our disposal, and our damage is not as much as for many other classes, but we still can do stuff. Nerfing alacrity means that we are actually able to load things which are not giving alacrity, because earlier it was not efficient to do so. We can also go deeper into damage, for example load dueling and drop inspiration. Dedicate one utility to portal, one to condition removal, get even more damage. Only 1 day has passed since the patch. I haven't looked at all possible opportunities and options. Like now, no quick res possible, put pressure, make them move away and res. Once again, no option to sensibly res in the circumstances, no option to quick stomp. Put a very high damage pressure, DPS, and kill your opponent before your ally bleeds out. I know this is not always possible, but I have seen 3 times, oh my god, Mesmer is ruined forever. Yet every time I'm here, we are fighting, and I see the Mesmers, the Chronomancers around. Okay, patch impact. Right, patch impact. Is Mesmer or Chronomancer ruined forever? Nah, I don't really think so. At least not in World vs. World. Our damage got really hit because, you know, alacrity, right? All the cooldowns got hit. Our condition removal got hit because inspiration plus alacrity. Our defenses got hit because alacrity, I see the pattern here, also Well of Precognition and Chaos Armor and other things. But is actually Chronomancer destroyed? Not for me, no. I need to relearn all those cooldown things, like new alacrity, how it works. It made it possible to create new builds, or go something else than inspiration, and not only alacrity traits and chronomancy are useful. Any time that a particular line or trait is dominant, the amount of interesting builds gets lesser and lesser. Let's assume that the nerfs were high enough that Mesmer goes out of meta again. Okay, we've been there, right? We have survived. I have been playing only 1 day since the patch hit, so I can't really assess all the changes yet. But I really do not believe that this is the end and the Chronomancer has been destroyed. Because let's be honest, even if ANET makes a tragic mistake, then eventually they will change it again. They don't hate thieves or mesmers or any class in particular. It's just balancing is a really hard problem, and let's be honest, let's face it, this game will never be balanced. No game will ever be completely balanced. We can either accept that and play the Chronomancer or the Elementalist or whatever is nerfed right now, or change class or change a build. I intend to have fun, I intend to roam, to experiment with new things, as I always do. I'm not a competitive player, I simply have fun. So a warrior and a Chronomancer can still duo a Fire Lord keep if they are coordinated. In the same time, 5 or 6 people can be wiped by this very same lord. This clip is not an accident, really. In the end, the balance matters mostly between players of more or less equal level. I may not ever win 1 versus 3 ever again against good opponents. But I would say that if I am able to win 1 versus 3 decent players, the game balance is damaged. No one should ever be able to do so. Thank you very much for watching. If you got this point, you are probably not burning with rage. So, Urxal is out and happy butterflies!